Admiral James Walker stood at the main viewport of the Galactic Alliance flagship Hope's Light, his weathered face reflecting off the reinforced glass. The stars beyond seemed dim today, as if they too knew what was coming. His blue uniform, once crisp and proud, now showed wrinkles from too many sleepless nights. The display screen to his right blinked with another urgent message. 3 more Alliance worlds had fallen to the Dominion in the past week. The crystalline beings were unstoppable, their ships cutting through defense fleets like knives through paper. Each defeat pushed the Alliance closer to total collapse. "Admiral," a voice called from behind him. "The Council is ready for the emergency meeting." Walker turned to face his aide, noting the dark circles under the young officer's eyes. Everyone on the ship looked tired these days. The Admiral straightened his back and nodded. "Put them through to the command center." The large room's lights dimmed as holographic figures appeared around the central table. 12 faces, representing the remaining free worlds of the Alliance, looked at Walker with desperate hope. Some counselors appeared wounded, others had clearly been crying. 10 years of war had worn them all down. "Honorable Council," Walker began, his deep voice steadied despite his exhaustion. "I won't waste time with pleasantries. The Dominion fleet will reach Proxima Centauri within 48 hours. We have only 30 ships left to defend it. They're bringing 300. The room erupted in fearful whispers. Proxima Centauri was their last major defensive position. Once it fell, the road to Earth would be open. Surely there must be something we can do. Council member Roberts slammed his fist on his desk, causing his hologram to flicker. We can't just let them take everything we've built. Walker shook his head slowly. Our ships are outdated. Their crystal-based technology is simply too advanced. Their shields absorb our weapons, while their beams cut through our defenses like they aren't even there. Then perhaps, Council member Lee's voice trembled, perhaps we should consider surrender terms. The suggestion hung in the air like poison. Walker watched the faces around him, seeing the same thought in their eyes. Maybe surrendering was better than watching more people die in a hopeless fight. But Walker had seen what happened to worlds that surrendered to the Dominion. The crystalline beings didn't take prisoners. They took resources. Entire planets stripped bare, their populations enslaved in crystal mines until they died from exhaustion. "No," Walker said firmly. "I won't surrender. Not while I still have ships that can fight." "But you said it yourself," another counselor protested. 30 ships against 300. It's suicide. Walker stepped forward, his shadow cutting through the holograms. "Then we die standing up, not on our knees. Every hour we delay them is another hour for civilian ships to escape. Another hour for..." The ship's alarm suddenly blared to life. Red emergency lights bathed the room in their glow. "Admiral," his tactical officer's voice crackled over the comm. "Multiple jump signatures detected. Dominion ships entering the system." Walker's blood ran cold. "That's impossible. They can't be here already unless..." "They found a shortcut through the Horton Nebula," his officer confirmed. "Sir, I'm counting over 200 ships. They'll reach Proxima Centauri in 6 hours." The council chamber erupted in panic. Walker raised his voice over the chaos. "Council members, get to your evacuation ships. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can." As the holograms winked out one by one, Walker returned to the viewport. In the distance, he could see the first flashes of light as Dominion ships emerged from jump space. Their crystal ships sparkled like stars, beautiful and deadly. "Send word to all commands," he ordered. "We hold the line. No matter the cost, we hold the line." The battle for humanity's doorstep was about to begin, and unknown to both sides, it would mark the beginning of a change that would shake the galaxy to its core. Deep beneath the surface of Mars, Captain Mary Reed walked through a massive underground hangar. Her footsteps echoed off metal walls as she inspected humanity's greatest secret. Above her head, huge ships waited in darkness, their hulls gleaming under dim emergency lights. "Status report," She called out to her chief engineer, who was checking readings on a tablet. "All systems are green, Captain," he replied, his voice mixing with the soft hum of machinery. "The phase shift drives are holding stable at 98%. Better than we hoped for." Reed nodded, allowing herself a small smile. For 10 years, while the rest of the galaxy fought and died, Earth had watched and learned. Every battle between the Alliance and the Dominion had been carefully studied. Every piece of destroyed technology had been collected and examined. The captain stopped at a viewing platform overlooking the largest ship in the fleet. The Earth's Shadow was unlike anything ever built before. Its dark hull seemed to drink in the light, covered in panels that could bend both light and sensors around it. The ship was humanity's answer to the Dominion's crystal technology. "Captain." A young officer ran up to her, trying to catch his breath. "Message from Earth Command. The Dominion has broken through at Proxima Centauri. They're attacking earlier than expected." Reed's smile disappeared. "How long until they reach the defense line?" "Less than 6 hours. The Alliance is trying to evacuate their council members, but..." The officer hesitated. "It doesn't look good." "Then it's time." Reed turned to face the entire hangar. "Sound General Quarters. Begin power-up sequences for all ships. I want every crew at their stations in 30 minutes." Alarms began to sound throughout the underground base. Lights flickered to full power, revealing the true scale of humanity's secret fleet. 50 ships of various sizes lined the walls of the massive cave, each one built with technology that neither the Alliance nor the Dominion had ever seen. In the command center above the hangar, Reed watched as her crews rushed to their posts. Screens lit up around her, showing the status of each ship as it came to life. 10 years of preparation were about to be put to the test. "Message from Fleet Admiral Parker," her communications officer announced. "Earth's ambassadors are in position. They're ready to make our announcement to both sides." Reed picked up her tablet, reviewing the battle plans one last time. The Dominion thought they had surprise on their side, but humanity had planned for this moment for years. Every ship in their fleet was equipped with special weapons designed to exploit the weaknesses of crystal technology. "Captain," her tactical officer called out. "The Earth's Shadow reports all systems online. Phase shift drive is charged and ready." Reed straightened her uniform and took a deep breath. "Open a channel to all ships." The screens around her showed hundreds of faces looking back, waiting for her words. These crews had trained in secret for years, preparing for this exact moment. "This is Captain Reed," she began, her voice clear and strong. "For 10 years, we've watched as the Dominion has torn through our galaxy. They think Earth is weak. They think we're primitive. Today, we prove them wrong." She paused, looking at the determined faces of her crew. "Every ship in this fleet represents the best of human innovation. We've studied the enemy, learned their weaknesses, and built weapons specifically to defeat them. The Alliance is about to fall, but we won't let that happen. Today, humanity joins the war." Reed turned to face the massive doors above them, still sealed beneath the Martian surface. "Begin opening sequence for the hangar doors. All ships, prepare for launch. The Dominion is about to learn that they should have paid more attention to the quiet ones." As the great doors slowly opened, revealing the red Martian sky above, humanity's secret fleet powered up their engines. The war was about to change forever, and the enemy would never see it coming. Ambassador Thomas Gray stood before the emergency meeting of the Galactic Council, his gray suit a stark contrast to the colorful robes of the alien representatives. Through the massive windows behind him, the space battle near Proxima Centauri lit up the darkness like distant fireworks. "Honorable members of the Council," Gray began, his voice steady and firm. "For 10 years, Earth has watched this war unfold. We have seen worlds burn. We have witnessed armies fall. Today, that changes." The crystalline Dominion representative, a tall being that sparkled under the chamber lights, let out a sound like breaking glass, their version of laughter. "You primitives dare to speak in this chamber. The crystal being's translator crackled. Your species barely knows how to leave your own solar system. Return to your little world, and be grateful we haven't noticed you yet. Gray smiled, but his eyes remained cold. He pulled out a small device and placed it on the podium. A hologram appeared, showing the massive underground hangar on Mars, now empty of its secret fleet. You should have noticed us, Gray said quietly. You really should have paid attention to the quiet ones. The chamber's main screen suddenly lit up with dozens of incoming signals. Ships were appearing throughout the solar system, their dark hulls seeming to drink in the starlight. The Dominion representative's crystal surface flickered with patterns of shock. As of this moment, Gray continued, Earth formally declares war on the Dominion Empire. Additionally, we are announcing our full military alliance with the Galactic Alliance. The chamber erupted in chaos. Alliance representatives jumped to their feet, their voices mixing hope and disbelief. The Dominion representative's surface crackled with angry red patterns. You dare, the crystal being roared. Your primitive fleet will be crushed like all the others. We will turn your world into a mining colony. Gray tapped his device again. The hologram changed to show the asterisk Earth's shadow asterisk and its sister ships, their advanced technology now clearly visible. We've spent 10 years studying your every battle, Gray explained calmly. Every piece of wreckage, every tactical decision, every weakness in your crystal technology. We weren't sitting idle. We were preparing. In the space around them, human ships began to move into attack formations. Their dark hulls seemed to bend the very light around them, making them hard to track even with the naked eye. Right now, Gray continued, the First Earth Fleet is engaging your supply lines near Jupiter. The Second Fleet is moving to reinforce the Alliance position at Proxima Centauri. And the Third Fleet, he paused, allowing himself a small smile. Well, you'll find out about them soon enough. The Dominion representative slammed a crystalline fist on the table. You think your toys can stand against the might of the Dominion? We have conquered 1,000 worlds. And that's exactly why you'll lose, Gray replied. You're used to being the strongest. You never had to be clever. But humanity, we've spent our entire history learning to punch above our weight. Suddenly, alarms began blaring throughout the chamber. On the main screen, Dominion ships near Jupiter were disappearing one by one, destroyed by enemies they couldn't properly detect. That's impossible. The Dominion representative's translator screeched. Our sensors, we can't lock onto them. Phase shift technology, Gray explained. Just one of many surprises we've prepared. You should receive reports about our quantum lock targeting systems any moment now. They're quite effective against your jump drives. The chamber fell silent as more battle reports flooded in. The mighty Dominion fleet, undefeated for a decade, was being torn apart by an enemy they had dismissed as primitive. Earth stands with the Alliance, Gray declared to the stunned council. And this war is far from over. It's just starting on our terms now. As if to emphasize his words, another flash of battle lit up the space beyond the windows. The age of humanity had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. Commander William Stone watched from the bridge of the asterisk Earth's shadow asterisk as his fleet moved silently through space. Thanks to their phase shift technology, the human ships were nearly invisible to both eyes and sensors. They looked like nothing more than faint shadows against the stars. Status report, Stone ordered, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. Phase shift drives operating at full power, sir, his engineering officer reported. The Dominion fleet hasn't detected us. Their supply ships are right where we want them. 20 Dominion cargo ships moved slowly through space, their crystal hulls glowing with stored energy. They were protected by 5 warships, each one bigger than anything humanity had built. In normal times, those 5 ships could have destroyed an entire Alliance battle group. All ships, maintain position, Stone commanded. Wait for my signal. The human fleet had hidden themselves in a debris field near Mars. Broken ships and scattered asteroids provided the perfect cover for their ambush. The Dominion ships were heading straight for their trap. "Sir," his sensor officer called out, "I'm picking up transmissions from the Dominion ships. They're laughing about Earth's declaration of war. They're saying we're stupid for challenging them." Stone smiled. "Let them laugh. Target their engines first, then their weapon systems. Remember your training. We've practiced this 1,000 times." The Dominion supply fleet moved closer, their crews completely unaware of the danger. Years of easy victories had made them careless. They never bothered to look too carefully at what seemed to be just another field of broken ships. "All ships, power up targeting systems," Stone ordered. "Prepare to disengage phase shift on my mark." The bridge crew worked silently at their stations. Each one had trained for years for this moment. They knew exactly what to do. "Sir, enemy fleet is entering optimal range," the tactical officer reported. "We have clean shots at all targets." Stone took a deep breath. "All ships, fire." In an instant, 30 human ships dropped their phase shift cloaks. Before the Dominion crews could even react, the first volley of specially designed weapons struck their targets. The human ships had positioned themselves perfectly, hitting the Dominion vessels from all directions. "Direct hits on all targets," the tactical officer announced. "Their shields aren't designed to stop our weapons." The new human weapons were specifically created to affect crystal technology. Where normal Alliance weapons would bounce off Dominion shields, these cut through them like they weren't even there. The first volley disabled engines across the entire Dominion fleet. "Enemy ships are trying to power up their weapons," the sensor officer reported. "They're sending out distress calls." "Not for long," Stone replied. Second volley, fire. Another wave of shots struck the Dominion ships. Weapon systems exploded. Communication arrays shattered. The mighty crystal ships, once thought invincible, were being taken apart piece by piece. "Sir, 3 enemy warships are attempting emergency jumps." Stone shook his head. "Activate quantum lock targeting. Don't let them escape." Special devices on the human ships powered up, creating fields that prevented faster-than-light travel. The Dominion ships' jump drives overloaded as they tried and failed to escape. "Enemy fleet is completely disabled," the tactical officer reported after a few more minutes. "No casualties on our side. The ambush worked perfectly." Stone stood up from his command chair. "Send word to command." Operation Shadow Strike was a complete success. The Dominion supply lines are cut. As his crew celebrated their first victory, Stone looked at the disabled Dominion ships on his screen. This was just the beginning. The real war was about to start, and humanity was ready. "Prepare boarding teams," he ordered. "Let's see what other secrets these crystal ships can tell us, and send a message to all human ships. Well done, everyone. The galaxy just learned that humanity is nobody's prey." The battle for Proxima Centauri was about to begin. Captain Mary Reeves stood on the bridge of the asterisk Earth's shadow asterisk, watching as hundreds of Dominion ships appeared out of jump space. Their crystal hulls sparkled like deadly stars against the black of space. "All ships, battle formations," she ordered. "Remember your training. Our Alliance friends are counting on us." The remaining Alliance fleet, now down to just 20 ships, pulled back behind the human battle line. Admiral Walker's voice came through the comm system, still unsure about Earth's capabilities. "Captain Reed," he said, "there are over 200 enemy ships out there. Are you certain about this?" Reed smiled. "Admiral, just watch what happens next. Tactical, activate the quantum prediction grid." Across the human fleet, new systems came online. Special computers began processing the patterns of Dominion jump signatures, calculating exactly where their ships would appear when they used their faster-than-light drives. "Enemy fleet is launching their first attack run," her sensor officer reported. "They're using their standard jump and strike pattern." The Dominion fleet had used this tactic to destroy countless Alliance battle groups. Their ships would make short jumps through space, appearing suddenly to fire their weapons before jumping away again. No one had ever found a way to counter it. Until now. They're jumping. The tactical officer called out. Predictions locked. Firing solutions ready. Reed leaned forward in her chair. All ships, open fire on predicted coordinates. The human fleet fired their weapons at what looked like empty space. A split second later, Dominion ships appeared exactly where the quantum computers had predicted, directly into the paths of human weapons. Direct hits on 67 enemy vessels. Tactical reported with excitement. Their shields were down from the jump. The Dominion fleet's perfect formation broke apart in chaos. Their unstoppable attack pattern had just been turned against them. Ships that didn't get hit scattered in confusion, trying to understand what had just happened. They're trying to regroup, Reed observed. Not going to let that happen. All ships activate crystal disruptor beams. This was humanity's greatest secret weapon. After years of studying Dominion technology, Earth's scientists had discovered a frequency that could interfere with their crystal-based systems. The human fleet fired strange, pulsing beams that seemed to distort the light around them. Crystal disruptors hitting their targets, engineering reported. Enemy shield crystals are starting to destabilize. On the main screen, Reed watched as Dominion ships began to lose power. Their once mighty shields flickered and failed as their crystal technology turned against them. The ships that had seemed invincible for so long were suddenly vulnerable. "Mom," her communications officer called out. "We're picking up panic in enemy transmissions. They don't understand what's happening to their ships." Reed nodded grimly. That's what happens when you rely too much on one type of technology. All ships begin attack pattern Delta. Show them what humanity can do. The human fleet moved with perfect coordination, their dark ships sliding through space like shadows. Every attempt by the Dominion to use their jump drives was predicted and countered. Every crystal shield they raised was disrupted and shattered. Enemy fleet is in full retreat, Tactical announced after 20 minutes of battle. They've lost over half their ships. The rest are trying to escape. Admiral Walker's voice came through again, filled with awe. "By the stars, I've never seen anything like this. You've done it. You've actually done it." Reed looked at the battlefield, where broken crystal ships drifted in space. This was just the beginning. The Dominion had ruled through fear and superior technology for too long. But humanity had just changed the rules of the game. "Send word to Earth Command," she ordered. "The Battle of Proxima Centauri is won. The Dominion's aura of invincibility is broken. Now everyone in the galaxy knows they can be beaten." The entire human fleet waited in formation near Proxima Centauri. Commander Stone and Captain Reed had joined their ships together for this battle. They knew what was coming. The Dominion's legendary First Fleet, led by their greatest commander. Multiple jump signatures detected. The sensor officer announced. "Massive energy readings. I've never seen anything like this." The space in front of them erupted with light as the First Fleet arrived. 300 ships appeared, each one larger and more powerful than anything they'd faced before. Their crystal hulls glowed with stored energy, creating patterns that looked like dancing stars. At the center of the formation was the Asterisk Crystal Throne Asterisk, the largest warship ever built. Its commander, High Commander Crystal Shard, was known for never losing a battle in 30 years of war. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies," communications reported. "They want to speak with us." Stone nodded. "Put it through." A hologram appeared on the bridge, showing Crystal Shard. The beam's crystalline form towered over them, patterns of light moving through its body like lightning. "Humans," the translated voice boomed. "Your tricks have caused enough trouble. Surrender now, and we might let your species survive as our servants." Stone looked at Reed, who nodded slightly. They had planned for this. "High Commander," Stone replied calmly. "We've studied your First Fleet for years. Every battle, every tactic, every ship. Would you like to know what we learned?" Without waiting for an answer, Stone gave the signal. All ships, execute Operation Shatterpoint. The human fleet split into 3 groups, moving with practiced precision. Each group had a specific role, based on years of studying the First Fleet's tactics. First wave, activate crystal disruptors at maximum power, Reed ordered. Target their flagship's command crystals. The human ships fired their specialized weapons. But this time, the Dominion was ready. Their shields flickered with new patterns, trying to adapt to the human technology. Their shields are holding, Tactical reported. They've modified their crystal frequencies. Stone smiled. Just as we expected. Begin Phase 2. The second group of human ships launched strange devices into space. These were humanity's newest weapon, crystal resonators. They began vibrating at specific frequencies, creating a web of energy between them. The enemy fleet is launching fighters, sensors reported. Hundreds of them. Let them come, Stone said confidently. Wait for it. The Dominion fighters flew into the web of resonators. Suddenly, their crystal hulls began to vibrate in harmony with the devices. Cracks appeared across their surfaces as the resonance built up. Fighters are breaking apart. Tactical announced. The resonators are working. Crystal Shard's voice boomed again, but this time with a hint of concern. What have you done? These technologies should be impossible for your kind. That's your problem, Reed responded. You thought you knew everything about us. Begin Final Phase. The third group of human ships activated their quantum predictors and phase shift drives together. They seemed to fade in and out of reality, becoming impossible to target. The First Fleet's perfect formation began to break as ships tried to track enemies they couldn't properly see. All ships, fire crystal breaker torpedoes, Stone commanded. Target their weapon crystals. The human fleet launched their most powerful weapons, torpedoes designed to shatter the very crystals that powered Dominion technology. The Asterisk crystal thrown Asterisk itself shuddered as multiple hits struck home. Enemy flagship is losing power, Tactical reported excitedly. Their main crystal matrix is destabilizing. The mighty First Fleet, pride of the Dominion, began to fall into chaos. Their perfect tactics meant nothing against an enemy who had spent years preparing specifically to fight them. Send word to all ships, Stone ordered. Push the attack. Show them why humanity has survived every challenge in our history. Today, the galaxy learns that technology isn't everything. Preparation, innovation, and determination matter more. The battle raged on, but its outcome was already clear. The invincible First Fleet was about to learn a lesson that humanity had known for centuries. Never underestimate a species that has spent its entire history learning how to defeat stronger opponents. 1 week after the Battle of Proxima Centauri, Ambassador Gray stood in the rebuilt Galactic Council chamber. The room was packed with representatives from every Alliance world, all eager to hear Earth's next moves. Through the windows, engineering ships worked to clear the debris from the massive space battle. The reports are confirmed, Gray announced to the assembled council. The Dominion's First Fleet has retreated to their core worlds. Over half their ships were destroyed or captured. High Commander Crystal Shard has not been seen since the battle. A cheer went up from the Alliance representatives. Many had tears in their eyes. After 10 years of constant defeat, victory seemed almost unreal. Admiral Walker stepped forward to stand beside Gray. His uniform was new, but his face showed the weight of all they had lost to reach this point. What the humans did, Walker paused, looking at Gray with respect. What they did was impossible. They turned the tide of a war we were losing in a matter of days. On the main screen, reports kept coming in from across the galaxy. Dominion forces were pulling back everywhere, abandoning conquered territories as they rushed to defend their homeland. The mighty empire that had seemed unstoppable was now in chaos. The war isn't over, Commander Stone warned from his position near the door. His uniform still showed burns from the final battle. The Dominion still controls vast territories. They still have thousands of ships. Captain Reed nodded in agreement. She was studying a tactical display showing enemy movements. They're regrouping, adapting their crystals to resist our weapons. The next battles will be harder. Let them adapt, Gray said firmly. Humanity has spent its entire history adapting. Every time they change their tactics, we'll create new ones. Every defense they build, we'll find a way around it. The room fell quiet as a new message appeared on the main screen. The Dominion was calling for peace talks. After centuries of conquest, they were willing to negotiate. They're scared, Walker realized, his eyes wide. For the first time in their history, they're actually scared. Gray smiled. They should be. But we won't make the mistakes they did. We won't get overconfident. We won't underestimate our enemies. He turned to address the full council. Earth proposes a new alliance, not just for war, but for peace. We'll share our technology, our innovations, our ways of thinking. Together, we can build something better than the Dominion ever imagined. The council chamber erupted in applause. Representatives rushed to pledge their support, eager to be part of this new future. Stone moved to stand by the window, watching the repair ships at work. Reed joined him, both of them thinking about the battles ahead. It won't be easy, Stone said quietly. We showed our best weapons in that fight. They'll be ready for them next time. Reed nodded. That's why the labs back home are already working on new ones. We've got teams studying the captured Dominion ships, learning everything we can, and the phase shift technology being installed on Alliance ships as we speak. Soon, they'll all be able to fight the way we do. Gray finished speaking with the council and joined his military commanders at the window. Beyond the repair ships, they could see Earth in the distance, looking peaceful despite its new role in the galaxy. The Dominion thought they were invincible because of their advanced technology, Gray mused. They never understood that true strength comes from being ready to face challenges, from being willing to think differently and work together. Stone smiled. They learned that lesson the hard way. And the galaxy is better for it, Reed added. Now shall we plan our next move? I hear there are some occupied worlds that could use some help. As the three leaders began discussing their plans, Alliance representatives watched with hope and admiration. Humanity had not just turned the tide of war. They had changed the galaxy forever. And this was only the beginning.